How did Drew Allar transform from a 3-star recruit to the #1 quarterback in the country before arriving at Penn State? Allar grew up in Medina, Ohio, about 100 miles from Columbus. Saturdays were for watching Ohio State, and Sundays were for watching the Browns. His father Kevin had a football background of his own as he played at Eastern Michigan. Allar would follow in his footsteps. However, he wouldn't start playing the position we know him as until later in his middle school years. He didn't immediately start in high school either, as he was still learning the position. He would become the starter in the middle of his sophomore year. And that season, he threw for 1,800 yards and 23 touchdowns, and after the year, he received an offer from Central Michigan. But that wasn't the only attention Allar was getting. Brad Mentler, a QB coach, messaged him on Twitter, and this would change everything. At the time, Allar was good, but he was still growing into his body, and it seemed like he didn't really have control. His throwing form also needed a lot of work. Changing a QB's form is no easy job, though. You need to almost rewire your entire brain. But Allar was willing to try, and Mentler was the right coach for the job. They started working together, and incremental progress was made. But then they would take a step back. The pandemic hit. Well, it should have been a step back. Allar used this time to work even harder. He would throw in the yard, pass with his dad, send videos to his trainer to get tips, and even did workouts in the mirror that involved holding towels. Before his junior year would start, he received a few more offers, including his first Power 5 from Pitt. But soon, he would fully rise to prominence. He came out of the pandemic playing better. Even his QB coach was shocked with the results, and it showed on the field. He passed for almost 3,000 yards with 26 touchdowns. He even started winning some big games, beating local powerhouse St. Edwards and then St. Ignatius the next game. After this, the offers started flowing in, and Penn State was still one of the early Power 5s to the Drew Allar party. Allar tried to take the name out of the recruiting process and focus on the best fit. He felt Penn State made a real relationship and was focused on him off the field just as much as they were on the field. And their offensive coordinator Mike Yurich had previously contacted Allar while he was coaching at Texas before arriving at Penn State. He also liked the security of James Franklin's contract extension, and he would be around to be his coach. So he committed to go to Penn State. At the time, he was a 3-star or 4-star recruit, depending on the website, but still had 1 year of high school football left. From there, he would put himself on everyone's radar. He made huge strides in Elite 11 camp, and then his senior year stats are ridiculous. He threw 511 passes, 4,444 yards, and 48 touchdowns. He became 24/7's #1 recruit and won Ohio's Mr. Football, among many other awards. Through this, other schools obviously stepped in, seeing if he would flip from Penn State. They had no luck. These conversations were short, and they realized Allar was committed to go to Happy Valley. One of these schools that tried was Ohio State, the school he grew up rooting for, and hadn't recruited him before as they had Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers then reclassified, and they had an open spot in Drew Allar's class, so they looked into him. However, even his hometown team he loved, he wasn't going to budge. He was sticking with State. His first season at Penn State, he sat behind Sean Clifford, something valuable. He'd met him on recruiting visits, and he was excited to learn from him.